It's a chilly evening in Milwaukee. At a rundown apartment complex, families struggle not just with rent but with an invisible force weaving through their lives: race. Here, whiteness isn't just skin color, it's a quiet power shaping who gets what and who gets left behind. What if racism isn't just about hateful acts, but about an entire system holding steady behind the scenes? Hang tight, because race in America peels back that curtain in ways you won't expect. Let's start with a story, then zoom out. How does racism shift from personal bias to a full-blown social order? It's less obvious than you think, more like a skeleton you can't see under your skin. Matthew Desmond digs into Milwaukee's rental market, where black families pay 30% more on average, stuck in cramped apartments with fragile leases. Jennifer, a mother of two, faces evictions repeatedly, not for bad behavior but because landlords distrust black tenants. This isn't isolated unfairness, it's a patterned economic trap. Think of white privilege like a ghostly blueprint laid over cities and institutions, mostly invisible to those inside it. Just like an architect's lines guide a building's shape, whiteness guides who gets better schools, safer streets, and loan approvals. You don't have to be malicious to benefit, it's the structure itself doing the work. So here's the kicker: racism isn't just mean individuals acting out. It's a powerful, durable system. Think software running silently in the background of society, sorting who gets power and who gets punished. Changing one policy or one attitude won't fix it unless we disrupt the program itself. Race doesn't stand alone. In America, it's tangled with gender, class, sexuality, religion, creating unique hardships. Let's explore what happens when these axes overlap, multiplying barriers instead of just adding them. Desmond shares the example of Tamika, a black woman navigating both racial and gender bias on the job market. Employers not only question her race, but also doubt her leadership because of ingrained stereotypes. Her struggles reveal double jeopardy, a compounding effect where race and gender together block opportunities. Imagine social stratification like a multi-layered cake. Race is one layer, class is another, sticky, dense, and hard to separate once baked. Poor black neighborhoods get less investment, fewer jobs, lower quality schools. These layers cement disadvantage, making social mobility feel almost impossible. Religious and national identities add extra filters. For instance, Muslim immigrants who are also racial minorities face suspicion that's racialized and religiously charged, affecting their acceptance and opportunities. This intersectionality makes racism even messier and harder to dismantle. Whiteness here isn't just skin, it's a cultural filter, a quiet gatekeeper shaping everyday life and who benefits without much notice. Let's unpack how it works like an unmarked road everyone drives on, except some lose their way faster. Desmond explains how school curriculums often center European history and literature, making whiteness the default lens. Students of color see themselves as the other, which affects identity and opportunity. This quiet centering isn't overt racism, but it excludes and sidelines experiences. Institutions act like automatic machines programmed to favor whiteness. Hiring practices, mortgage approvals, even healthcare all carry embedded biases that consistently privilege white people. These aren't always explicit rules, but patterns maintained through policies and norms. Here's the twist: bringing whiteness into the light, that is, naming it, breaks its invisibility. Once visible, its privileges can be challenged, making space for true equity. The power doesn't dissolve overnight, but awareness is the first step to reforming these silent structures. Remember Jennifer in Milwaukee's cold evening? Her struggle was never just about a leaky faucet or rent hike, it was about racial patterns built deep into how we live. Desmond's work forces you to see the web underneath everyday life, not just the venomous headlines. So next time you notice an unfair system, try this: name the invisible forces at play and don't settle for simple answers. Change starts when you see the whole picture. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.